Hey guys, thanks for watching. Welcome to today's video. This one is the best pantry organization ideas I have. So I'm going to share the setup, the layout, tips, recommendations, all of that throughout the video. And I've done a couple of these. I've had this pantry for a year. So every time I do a new video, I basically switch it up on what works, what doesn't work. And today I'm combining all of the best tips I have. I'm going to change the layout. I'm going to use a few different like setup ideas, and I'm gonna mix it all together and make the best setup ever. So I hope you enjoy this. Please like it if you do. Subscribe if you're new here. I would love to have you, and let's get started. And here is our official before. So this is what we're working with. Very messy, very disorganized. I have some extra baskets right up front. I've been planning this video for a while, so I've been waiting to use those. A big box from Thrive Market. I think if you sign up with somebody else's link, it gives you a free gift. So I'll have a link below for Thrive. It's just so easy to get a lot of our snacks and non-perishables from there. I have some Lazy Susans, risers for cans. So over time, I've learned what works, what doesn't. I'll be sharing all of my tips throughout the video, what I use and why. And then I also grabbed these clip-on labels that I absolutely love. They can go in tons of different size baskets and containers. So we'll talk more about that once we get there. But first we need to get tons of stuff out of here, start reorganizing, rearranging, and adding into the new baskets.
Nothing could stop us. Sunsets, remember the colors. They were wrong. It was way more than a dream.
And as I'm pulling items out, I'm going through them to make sure nothing is stale or expired or just really old. Luckily, there weren't too many items we needed to get rid of this go around. I always try and have anything that's going to expire fast front and center so we don't forget about it. Sort of like the breads, or that's really the only thing I keep in the pantry that expires quickly. So have the bread at eye level or somewhere where you can see it right when you walk in. I'm continuing to pull out items. I didn't pull out everything. I wanted to work in sections because there's just so much in here. I knew that would be very overwhelming, and I like to work all over the place. So I'll do a little bit of one category, I'll do a little bit of another category. I rarely will do start to finish one category at a time in case I start to realize I don't have enough space or I need to mix things up as I go. So I do recommend that. It's a little more satisfying to watch like one by one completely finish, but I've learned from experience it's not always the most practical because I almost always end up switching things around a little bit as I go.
There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying high.
One style organizer I always recommend for all over your home are Lazy Susans. There's endless ways to use these. I love them for spices, which we will get to in a little bit. And I also love these for individual snack items. So anything that has packaging on each item and also an exterior package like fruit leathers, snack bars, anything like that. So I just washed it off and rinsed it, then wiped it down. It was a little bit dusty. There were some crumbs in it. So now it's all fresh and ready to go. I'm adding all of the snacks inside, and I will link this for you. It's from Amazon. I'm going to link the bins as well as much as I can. I will have below in the description box. Those bins, the white ones, are $8 each. The woven ones, a few shelves up, are $10 each, which is the best deal I could find, by the way. I'm such a deal person. And then the labels, a pack of 3 of those are $6.99. So lots of great deals, and they may even be on sale when you are watching this. I'm not sure because they go on sale and then off all the time. I bought them full price, but I still thought they were an amazing deal. And a lot of the other see-through ones like I'm wiping down right now are from Amazon. That's like the best place for see-through containers. So many different options. I'm adding some smaller snack items on this one, and I like this style organizer because it's stackable. So it can go as high as you like depending on the shelves that you have in your own home.
We can got me saying, hey, girl, will you marry me? 2 kids in a house and live happily. I think we are so meant to be. But she says, wait, you forgot something. Every good thing comes to an end.
So look at all of these different style organizers together. I feel like this is so much more practical than having everything in the clear containers. Like the first time I organize this pantry, it's going to be a lot easier to keep up with. And something else that I'm changing is having the drinks higher at eye level, or eye level for adults, I should say. If you are new here, I have a baby. He's 16 months old, and Forrest loves to pull all of the drinks off the shelves, or he did when they were on the bottom shelf. I had them down there for a long time. He's pulled sparkling water cans off that fell on the ground and then exploded everywhere. So this time I wanted them a lot higher so that he wouldn't be able to reach them.
Forget my rudeness if I'm tripping over your time. But you look so amazing. And we can be so much more than who we are. So much more than who we are. We can knee deep in while the world just falls apart. At the rise above it all. And we can. And we can be so much more than who we are. So much more than who we are. We can knee deep in while the world just falls apart. At the rise above it all. And we can.
All right, we are back to the island, and I'm going to group similar items together again to see how much space I'm going to need. So I have one basket for sweet items, a lot of chocolate covered nuts, some keto brownies from Costco, and then another one for our chip style items. So I have the Pitos chips and almost everything right here I just ordered on Thrive, so we'll put those back in the pantry. And then cereal I'm going to put in its original packaging sideways in those white bins. I used to put cereal in airtight containers so it would last longer, but cereal isn't something we always have on hand, so if we do have it, it tends to only last a few days, and I was kind of wasting time putting it in airtight containers. So now I only really use those for flour, sugar, and anything I know for certain we're gonna have a really long time.
Smiling like that, I can never resist it. Every moment is another chance. Loving you is all I wanted.
We are working our way through the first side, almost done over here, and then we'll start on the other side, which is where we keep a lot of sauces, spices, things like that. I wanted to show you that peppermint watermelon water. It's really good. It's sparkling water. That was part of the last Thrive Market order. I love to try new things, so that's why I'm like pointing so much out. I'll show you a lot of items up close too when we do our walkthrough of the after. I'll show you or share some recommendations of things that are good to have on hand. I'm opening a few sauces now, and then I'll get all of this packaging out of here a little bit later. I ordered a Chipotle lime mayo with avocado oil. I haven't tried that yet, but I had really good reviews, and now I'm gonna do a little bit of organizing with all of our drinks.
Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I can never resist it. Smiling like that, I can never resist it.
I'm going to start popping those labels on the baskets, and if I can give you a piece of advice, it's to not write on those labels until you are completely done, just in case you end up having to switch out and use a larger bin or basket, or you have to move things around, because if you're anything like me, I always find surprises along the way, things that were hiding that I forgot I had, so it was hard to wait. I really wanted to write on them, but I knew I would rather be safe than sorry, and I really love how thick these are because I can pull the metal to make it wider, and I didn't feel like I was weakening it at all. So I know these are going to last a long time. I had to separate them farther to put on the smaller baskets, and then they fit perfectly on the big white ones.
Did you pack the flashlight, the blanket, and the mat? It's a real adventure.
This large gray tote is going to be for Chad. I wanted to save a tote for his work items. He does recipe development, and those things tend to make the pantry very disorganized because it's hard to find a place for all that stuff. He needs it in the same area so he doesn't forget about anything. So he can just throw those things in that tote. It doesn't have to be perfectly organized. That's another reason I like such large totes and bins. So I'm using this one for rice and for pasta. I also have put pasta in an airtight container in the past, and I've realized that's kind of a waste of time too. So everything's a different size package. It's a little disorganized to look at, but if it's in one bin, it looks a lot better, and it's going to stay just fine in that cardboard packaging. I was getting a few extra containers out of here, and now I'm going to start working on all of our spices, sauces, and canned goods.
I don't need to go over old and useless words. What you said, what I said, that might have made it worse. We're here again at the same spot where we kissed the first time. I swear my pain's far away, long gone by now. We've got a fire in the tent.
Risers for canned goods are absolutely worth it. I do have these bottle caps on the end because it would fall through without that since I have wire shelving. And I figured I would also mention all of these things I've bought over time. I didn't buy all of these at the same time. That could get very expensive. So don't feel like you need some perfect setup immediately. You can buy things here and there as you go, and that will also give you the chance to see what works for you and what doesn't.
For all I can, we can spend the firewood till it's end. Nobody's gonna force the morning. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That star's got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30.
A real life recommendation I have for you is to have a miscellaneous bin. This one is off to the side. It has a bunch of different kinds of peanut butter in it, some extra salsa, and it's also great if you're in a rush and you need to just throw everything in one space and come back to it later, or if you need something for a special event and it's not an item that you normally carry. What's inside of there will always change, but I won't have to switch out the label, and I'll know if I can't find something, it will probably be in that bin. I'm going through my Lazy Susans now, the other two. I wiped them down, and then I'm going to wipe down and dust each individual spice, and I like to make sure that the label is facing outwards, so that way when I'm spinning it, I'll always know what's inside.
Just soon enough, everything started to change. 'Cause there's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights. Riding on the dizzying heights. Felt like nothing could stop us. Sunsets, remember the colors. They were wrong, it was way more than a dream.
There's only 2 shelves left, and I wanted to mention or recommend this clear style bin for like items that are liquid. So we have one for oils, olive oil, different spray oils. We have another one for the vinegar items, and then another one for Asian items like soy sauce, sriracha, fish sauce. Things like this are obviously messy since they're liquid, so if there is a mess, it's going to be contained in a very easy to wash container, a lot easier than a woven basket. This one had some honey on it that I'm going through right now. Another one was just really greasy from oil. So these are super practical, and I love that I can see what's inside before I even have to grab it and go through it.
To your old life, not living in the past, we're over that I'm feeling it tonight. Riding on the dizzying high. I'm standing on the dizzying highs. I'm standing on the dizzying highs.
Now for that very top shelf, I'm going to wipe all of these items down really quickly and straighten them. I mentioned before how I like to use airtight containers for sugars and flours, and airtight containers can be expensive, so I wouldn't overdo it. They're also such a pain to wash. There's so many little nooks and crannies in these. They have to be completely dry, of course, before you fill them back up again. So from someone who's tried it all, who's overdone it with these, I recommend just sugar, flour, anything you know you're gonna have for a really long time. The other side over here is baking items. It's those cups for cupcakes, food coloring, vanilla extract, things like that. I'm just gonna straighten those real quick. And again, I like the see-through containers for that so I can go through it a lot easier. I'm just pulling all the totes out from the bottom so I can vacuum, steam mop, I'll wipe down the baseboards, and then we'll go from there.
Indeed, so please forgive my rudeness if I'm tripping over your time. But you look so amazing, and we can be so much more than who we are. So much more than who we are. We can. Knee deep in while the world just falls apart. At the rise above it all, and we can. Got me saying, hey, girl, will you marry me? 2 kids in a house and live happily. I think we are so meant to be. But she says, wait, you forgot something. Every good thing comes to an end. At least it always happened to me. I'm telling you this now. You don't need to worry, 'cause I got this.
And my last 2 tips are keep your chip clips or anything similar to this where the items that it's going to be used for are stored. So right in the baskets with those items. Otherwise, you'll never use them. At least we didn't. And then if you have high shelves like I do, keep a stool in that area. That's going to help you keep everything organized so much easier. And now for the after. So I'll give you guys a full view of what you see on this wall. And this is the pretty wall since it's what you see in the kitchen and what you see if you are walking by it. And then over here is sauces, spices, and a lot of smaller items. I do have the trash can in here as well. It does fit well. I mean, I would put it somewhere else if I could, but this is kind of the only space that's as good as it's going to get. And we have all the totes on the bottom. There are some bibs in here and burp cloths for 40 boy. There's paper towel and white vinegar in this one. We have trash bags and wipes in here. There are some extra containers in this one, and then that one is for chat in the corner for work. And then I'll go through the tubs, and I really like that it's a cardstock paper, so I can write on that, I can flip it over, and cardstock is as easy to find as printer paper. So if I ever want to switch those out, that won't be a big deal at all. We have cereal and oats in here. This one is all the bread items, so there's slices of bread, and then anything like stuffing, anything like that. And then this one is rice and pasta, and this is peanut butter, salsa, anything random. We have the soda stream in this corner as well. The next shelf up are snack items and baby items. And I told you guys before how sparkling water and all the drinks are up high so Forrest can't reach those. Anything he can reach isn't a huge deal. If he gets into it, it's not heavy items. Everything is soft and lightweight, so I don't have to worry about him getting hurt. But I have his snacks and our snacks starting on this row. Almost everything on the shelf is a baby item unless it's in this organizer. That one is a little bit of both. And then I labeled all of these baskets. So I have sweets in here. I have those almonds. I'm obsessed with skinny dipped almonds right now. They have a few different flavors. There's peanut butter cups in there. This one is crackers. Those Pitos chips, anything that's similar to a cracker is in there. This is random snacks, so that one, since it just says snacks, could be really almost anything. The chip items go in here, and then anything that's very fast to make for a meal is in here. So there's macaroni and cheese, there's tomato soup, there's a spicy macaroni that's an adult style, then the regular is a kid style for 40 boy, and then the drink shelf. This is my favorite shelf. I love having tons of different drinks on hand. There's Gatorade, a bunch of different kinds of sparkling water and regular water. This one's super bright up there, but we all know all-purpose flour, sugars, all of those items. We can see all of those items so easily, and it's things we don't use on an everyday basis, so it's easy to forget what's in them unless you can see straight through it. The cans I used to have over here, but I put those on this side. We don't really use canned items that much, but everybody needs canned items every once in a while. We have our spices in these. I did the short ones in this one, and then the tall ones in here. So it's not all the same different kinds of salt. It's not as categorized as I would like it to be, but I wanted to put as much as I could in each slot. So I had to do it that way, but that's okay because we got rid of some. So there's not a ton of different items in there. And then I put sauces on this riser. This one is those baby snack items. So just to show you a couple different ideas, I did leave some space for extra sauces. We always have like a lot of random sauces on hand, so those can go right here. Over here, there's like some fast potatoes and chickpeas, different things like that, like side dishes really for dinner. Cans we went over, and then we went over everything down there. So I'll give you one more look, an overview of the whole setup. That's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, please subscribe. I will link as much as I can below for you, like all the organizers and whatnot. I'll link the older pantry videos. If you want to see some different setups and recent videos, will all be below. And I will see you right here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye.